I didn't want to do work with elderly, and I didn't want to work in long-term care, but that's where the training was. Older folks, folks who have outlived their lives when their families are busy with their current lives, folks who don't have the cognitive stuff, and it's not possible to reassure them or to give them what they need. I found myself feeling very sleepy when I'd hear their stories. I could be moved to tears very easily. This woman, her head was always face down on the table, and she pulled her hair, and she was scary. I told myself, talk to her, Nancy. And so I touched her, and she looked up. And from this pile of scariness, she spoke. And I could tell from the few words she was able to say that she was a cultivated lady, and she was from Philadelphia, and she had lived an elegant life. She reminded me of my mother, who's in this circumstance. She said, you're a dear girl. And I thought to myself, looking in this face, I'm hardly a girl, but I'm glad somebody still thinks so. And I wish Mother could say those words.
I'm going to see you soon, okay?
I later read that one of the signals of burnout is when you tell yourself, by working harder, you'll get over it. If I were better at this, I wouldn't have these strong reactions. Their reality was not something I could change. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. I continue to work with the elderly on Friday afternoons. I sing with a group of people the Shabbat blessings. Shel Shabbat. There was a woman who couldn't complete a sentence without losing her thought, but she had a way of extending her hands to other members of the group and holding their hands for a hello. And it was such a beautiful thing to observe, the joy she was having, the moment of joy that exists, maybe in a long stretch of loneliness.
I'll be back very soon.
Sometimes folks become very fearful. If you go up to someone and smile at them, you observe their faces just brighten and be transformed. And I often search their faces for what did you look like when you were younger? But it doesn't matter. It's just who they are at that split second. For that moment, everybody is the universal mother, the universal sister, the universal aunt. It's lovely. There was a king who had a crazy son, and the son liked to sit naked under the table and pretend he was a dog. Great doctors, healers were summoned, but no one could help the son. Finally, a great rabbi showed up and got under the table with the prince. And bit by bit, under the table, was able to guide the prince to join with the afflicted one. Maybe this is what heaven is.